Hi everybody and welcome back to some more MotoGP 17 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here. Now in today's episode we got round number 5 of the Moto3 season in this rider career, and we're in France for the Le Mans. Now this is an awesome circuit, but first up I just want to change some of my gear. Now I think I've still got the green crash helmet, gloves and boots on. I definitely need to change that. It doesn't really go with my leathers, so let's quickly change that before we jump into the race. I hope you're enjoying the series, guys, and I hope you're enjoying the managerial series as well. I think we're up to part number 2 in that. Very, very difficult in that managerial career, but it's very, very fun, and it's going to be a really, really rewarding once we get into it and start progressing. Right, let's just change the boots, and yeah, let's go for the white ones. Really look out of place, and just change the gloves, and then we're going to jump straight into qualifying. Now the Le Mans circuit is very, very challenging, like I said, and the last time I raced around it, it was absolutely pissing it down. I wonder if we're going to get rain in today's episode, because we haven't had rain on MotoGP 17 yet. So let's get straight into the race now, guys, and try and get some good qualifying in. So let's go straight into it now. So here we go.
Hello from Le Mans. Only a few minutes to go before we see the first bikes take to the track for the start of the qualifying session. The weather conditions are variable and we're really not sure what might happen. At the moment it looks like the session will be wet, but if it doesn't rain anymore, the asphalt could dry out and the times will come down considerably.
Well, I called that one, guys. Best thing to do when it's in these sort of conditions and it's not lashing down yet is to get out straight away, put in your fastest times, because once it starts raining harder, your times won't be as quick. So it's always best to get straight out there straight away. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's get straight on the circuit. Right, guys, so we put our first lap in. We did a 1:48.1. We're trying to make use of this dry line before it really starts raining, if it does. But we're not sure what sort of conditions we are going to have for the race, so it's always best to get in the best position you can get. Obviously that time won't stay, as I almost came off a couple of times putting that lap in. These conditions are tough, but this is the first wet conditions that I've experienced on MotoGP 17, so it is going to be really difficult trying to just get used to the physics and how it handles in the wet. But it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Let's just see if we can just put in a faster lap. Now our time is already moved. We've dropped down to second. I can see that time going down. So the fastest lap is now a 1:47.5. So that was all over half a second quicker. So we've really got to up our level if we want to get on the front row of the grid. But like I said, if it starts raining during this session, then we're not going to be able to beat that time. And that time's been beaten again. So it's down to a 1:47.3. Oh, we really need to up our game here while it is slightly drier, and hopefully it's not going to get any worse than this for the race, but we will see. But I am really, really enjoying this game. They've made a fantastic job on this game. One of the things that just absolutely blows me away is the sounds. Even on the Moto3 bikes, it sounds absolutely amazing, and I really, really am enjoying the game, and I'm really enjoying the managerial career as well. That is very, very good. Well done, Milestone, for that. Right, last corner. Are we going to beat our time? I'm not sure whether that was any quicker. Over the line. Oh, yep, so we get back up to third. Let's just keep on going and keep putting the laps in. Right, guys, at the end of the session, I only managed to get 5th. The rain came down really hard about 10-15 minutes into the session, and it was just too wet to get any quicker, so I gave up. But let's just go into the race and hope for the best result possible. So here we go.
Hello and welcome to Le Mans for the 5th round of the MotoGP World Championship. The preparations for the Moto3 race are complete, and the riders will soon be taking their places on the starting grid for the French Grand Prix. The rain has been falling non-stop for a few hours now, but don't worry, the start of the race isn't at risk. Track conditions are safe enough.
Right, guys, it looks like we're going to have really, really wet conditions for the race. Now this is going to be extremely tough, but before we get into the race, I'm just going to go through the changes that I made. Now I didn't make many, but I made a few. It was mainly down to trying to get the grip, and it was understeering slightly. So let's just quickly run through what we changed. So these are the settings I went for. Just quickly run through quickly. Now I think it's all down to good management on the brakes and just trying to be really, really good in the corners. So let's get straight into this, guys. I can see this is going to be a really, really challenging race. So let's get straight into it and hope for the best result. So here we go, guys.
Have just completed their warm-up lap. They're lined up on the Le Mans starting grid. Just a few more seconds left, and that French Grand Prix will get underway.
Right, guys, so here we go with the French Grand Prix around the Le Mans circuit in these ridiculously wet conditions. We're going to have to be good, so good on the brakes. So let's see if we can get a good start. And all systems go. Let's just try and go for it and try and get a bit of slipstream up the hill. We've got to be so good on the brakes into that first left-hand turn. So we're going to have to try and be as good as possible. Right, we've managed to get past one rider there. Let's try and get up the inside of Mir. Try and hold the speed. Be careful. Right, got to be good on the brakes here. Slow it down. Don't lose grip. We're going on the outside. We've got Canet and Mir trying to fight over that position. And we're trying to hold it there. But I think he's just going to get away. Let's just stick behind him and try and just dive up the inside into this right-hander. We're managing to dive up into the inside, but we're both losing grip when we're both really understeering. We can't get the traction up the hill, but I'm just managing to get the traction now. And we're back onto the circuit, but Mir's coming round the outside on the right side. We've got to hold that inside, and we've gone right onto the curve, really tight there. Oh, slight contact by Mir as he's trying to go tight in there, but we've just managed to hold the lead. But this race is going to be really, really close and extremely tough. Now that's just trying to hold it into this next right-hander. I got bumped off here a couple of times in the qualifying session, so you've got to be really clever in there. And Mir's just made a little bit of more contact as he's trying to go around that turn, but I've managed to get away there, and we're still leading this French Grand Prix around the Le Mans circuit. But these conditions are ridiculous. This is what happened towards the end of qualifying, and I really, really struggled. Right, let's just try and be good into this section. Try and get as close as we can into the curve there, and flip it over right onto the curb. You can get away with that and drive it down the hill, but we've got 3 bikes sitting on our left shoulder here, so we're going to have to be really clever into these slow turns, trying to hold it right onto the curb and try and be as quick as we can. But I'm not getting much traction. The bike is absolutely really struggling to get traction here. I'm really being as good as I can. I don't want to overdo it, but I've got a rider trying to get up the inside. Oh, he's managed to get past us, just trying to hold it into this last turn, and we're coming across the finish line for the first lap out the way. Let's just try and get some slipstream here and try and get back in the lead. But this race was always going to be really close. I haven't really pulled away from anyone, and it's going to be a battle in every single corner of every single lap, so we're going to have to be really good. Right, try and be good on the brakes now as the wet conditions are getting even worse. God, almost didn't stop it there, but I managed to flip over, and actually that wasn't too bad, and we've managed just to get away slightly. But no, they've caught up. I've got 2 markers by me, and they're going to come and try and take me, but let's try and hold that inside line and force them out onto the outside, because that is the difficult section to try and go round up the hill, and it's really hard to get the traction. But that was far better than the first lap, and now we've just got to try and settle down. We need to be really good around these turns. We've got to be really solid and really consistent, and that wasn't too bad. But the back end is really wiggling around as I'm trying to tap on the power. I'm having to gradually open the throttle because of the wet conditions on the Pro physics are so difficult. Right, into that turn, really tight. I've got 2 riders trying to go out on the outside, and that actually worked out really well. And I managed just to force them on the outside, and they couldn't get past. But I've got so many bikes really close behind. Anything can happen in these last remaining sections of this lap going into the final lap. I've got to be good in this turn as well. Again, let's just try and get it nice and tight to slow it down, flip over right onto the curve. They've all gone on the outside, and they've managed to get past. Oh my God, I'm going to lose 2 places here. Let's just try and hold that inside line and just try and go into there. I just managed to hold it, a bit of contact right onto the curb and flip it over into that left-hander. I'm trying to be as defensive as I can to try and hold them off as long as I can, but am I going to be able to do it into the final lap? That is the question. It's not going to be easy. Right, we're going to finish this lap and we're going to go into the final lap in the lead. But is this going to be a victory today, or is this going to be one of those moments you think, oh no, what has gone wrong? But we're going to try our best to try and hold it up the hill, but we're really struggling to hold the speed, but we just managed to hold them off again. Right, be good on the brakes. Oh, bit of contact there. Oh God, he just pushed me into that turn a little bit quicker than I wanted, but managed to hold on to it. But they're still pressurising me in every single turn. Oh my God, anything can happen in this race. Right, let's just try and be solid in this turn. Hold it, don't lose it. Try and be as good on the brakes and open the throttle slowly. Oh, that was much better. Managed to get the traction a little bit earlier, but we still have not pulled away from any of these bikes. They're still sticking right behind me, trying to pressurise me into an error, but I'm trying to hold firm. I've been really consistent so far. Let's see if we can just finish this off to the end of the race and maybe take another victory in this rider career. Right, slow it down, slow it down. Oh no, missed the braking point. I've made a mistake. Oh my dear Lord. 3, 4, 5 bikes almost got past, but I managed to get back into 5th place, but I almost lost 5 positions there. But let's just try and hold it. Let's try and get a bit of slipstream and see if we can get past a few of these into this section. We're normally a little bit quicker through here than the others. Right, we drove up the inside. We took 4 places in one turn, but are we going to be able to hold on to it? We've managed to get back in the lead, but we've got a few corners left. There's still time for them to get past. We're going to have to be good on the brakes into these turns. Let's just try and hold it. They're going to try and get past at some point here. Oh my God, this is going to be so close. There's 3 bikes sitting right there. One of them's bound to take a chance of going up the inside, but no, they're not going to take a chance. I managed to get round there okay. Going into the final corner. Is anyone going to challenge me? Oh no, someone's coming up the inside. Is he going to beat me to the line? No, I managed to get away, and I'm going to take a win. Unbelievable. What a close race there, right at the end. Oh my dear Lord. Oh my God, what a close race. And trust me, to make a mistake on the last lap, but what a recovery, and taking 4 positions in one corner, and I almost lost it on that last turn. Luckily I managed to get a decent drive over the line, but that was the closest race I've had on this game so far, and one of the best. What a recovery in those conditions. But that's the thing, guys, with the wet, you just never know what's going to happen, and you just got to be as consistent as possible. I am so chuffed that we managed to win that. It's going to breathe some real confidence in this rider career, and we move on to the next round. I'm not sure what's coming next. I think we're in Italy for Mugello. I think that's what's next, and that's an extremely tough circuit as well, and it's going to be another one of those races where I'm going to have to be on it. But I'm enjoying this game so much. I hope you're enjoying this career, and obviously the managerial career. Please give this video a big thumbs up, and leave your comments in the tab below. And yes, we're in Mugello, so we will see you for the Italian Grand Prix in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon.